Hope everybody's having a good weekend so far. Start of it anyway. To those of you guys that are over here that go over to Mark's channel with me, Mark Pyers, sorry I'm on at the same time as him right now. I just didn't have the time to do it except for right now. And some of the stuff I'm going to show you guys is it's not really time sensitive or anything like that, but it's something I really want to get out there so you guys can see it. But yeah. Hey George, what's up? Nicole? Super conscious, guys. Don't feel like you have to leave over there if you want to. You can always watch mine on a replay or something if you want. I understand. Okay, guys. I really do. Hey CW, what's up? But yeah, Sparky, my man. Kathy, Jesse, Susan, Mark, you're in here a lot. Mark Matheny, good to see you. Brad, Mike Decker. Be strong. Hey, you're back. Awesome. Jamie, G513 in the hizzy. Rick, Lorna, Okay, guys. I do want to get into this because, hey, Ricky, what's up? Let me start by back ass Woods. What's up? Start with this that I haven't had a chance to read my emails yet. Okay. So anything that got sent to me today or late yesterday, I haven't read yet. I've just been extremely busy about what's going on, with my wife, with the surgery and stuff, just trying to take care of things here at my house and take care of myself also, guys. I'll probably go into the doctor on Monday. I'm not sure what the outcome of that's going to be. If I have to be completely bluntly honest with you guys, I will probably be put into the hospital. That's kind of why I've been putting it off, because I wanted to get my wife through the surgery and stuff before I go do all that crap. I don't know if I'm, hopefully that doesn't happen, but I know my body. After you have, close to 40 surgeries, you get to know your body pretty well. And you pretty much know what's going to happen when you walk into a doctor's office. So that's, I know I'm kind of chuckling. That's more of that's like a nervous chuckle for me. But yeah, but enough of that negative bull. Okay. We'll just keep moving on from there. Let's concentrate on this. I just wanted everybody to know, if you don't see me for a couple days, that might be why. At the very least, I will at least drop in and put a community post or something out, letting everybody know that, hey, this is what's going on, all that. So don't worry that you're not going to I'm not going to go rogue and just stay in the dark. I'm not going ghost on you. So, anyway, we are going to go ahead and jump into this. Hope you guys like that new background. I think it's pretty cool. I do. I like that. I took that capture. I got it just off of the internet, and then obviously I modified it. Made it my own, that kind of a thing. Added the background, all that stuff. Put my little logo there in the middle. I have fun doing that kind of stuff, and I think it makes a difference in the videos, especially for new people that stop in. Because, if the new person stops in, whether they think they're doing this or not, they're kind of judging it a little bit on the quality of what they're actually seeing. I do think it makes a difference, but I also understand, just that as myself, when you first start out, it's hard to have really good quality stuff. You got to learn how to do it, number one. Number two, you have to, learn how to do the software, try to figure out what works for you, all that kind of stuff, So I do think it makes a difference, but I don't want that to discourage anybody from starting a channel, okay? Because the most important part of it is the actual content itself. All this other stuff I add to it is just to grab people in, So it's as simple as that, just so they can at least hear what I have to say. That's why I do it, right? But I do think it's important once you get your channel up and going to concentrate at least a little bit on this kind of stuff. And anybody that's doing that, I'm willing to help as much as I can. There's free programs out there that make it really pretty simple to make your stuff look at least halfway decent. It doesn't take any kind of money or none of that, so I'm assuming that the audio and everything's fine, guys. Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Good to see you, Wolf. Mark, David, Sandra, Penny. Yeah, I guess I said hi. So we'll get into this. You know, guys, I was getting ready to do my stream here, and as I was doing it, and I started looking at the data because I hadn't had a really chance to really look at it today. I had to change my whole video up, or my whole live stream, because of stuff that I was seeing. So we will just get into it here then. The Schumann, guys, it is most certainly what we're going to be expected to see from now on. I'm not seeing anything like out of what we've already talked about before. You know, we got ringing in our ears, all that kind of stuff. It goes on, and it's because of a lot of times that's because of these spikes. But these spikes can also point to other things that are happening around our globe. Okay. Now, what I want you guys to understand is that these tools are specific to the spot that they're at. Okay. This is not a global average of this frequency. It is a regional average, pretty much. You know, they take 10, 12 different locations. They enter it all in, take an average of that number, and that's what they plot. And there's multiple different tools around our planet. So they don't all go to this. They have their own thing. You know, you can go look at different Schumann resonance tools, and they're around the globe. So when I'm showing you this, it's not going to be in the same spot as possibly what somebody else is showing you. Okay? This one here is in, I think this is the Russian tool, if I remember correctly. I don't really pay much attention to the location of it anymore like I used to, because it does put it in UTC time. And for me, the time is more important than the location, because they both matter. Like if we're trying to look specifically at one spot on the globe, but the stuff that I do here typically is a global thing, right? So if I see something happening, yes, I will, try to figure out exactly where this stuff is going on and all that kind of a thing, because that does matter at that point. But just know that this tool I show you here is in UTC. And it's also in whatever local time this is. You see that? They put two different ones here. And I'm not sure which one this one uses. This is Disclosure News. You guys can go over to their website and check it out. I got a link in the description, I believe. If it's not there, somebody let me know, because I need to get it there if it's not. These guys deserve the credit for what they do, you know. So anyway, that's what's going on with that. Now, there ain't no more missing data on this yet. Before here, it had missed like almost a day, and that's becoming an issue. All right, the missing data thing is going to be a big deal as we go on, you know. So here we go. Now we're talking about, this G1 magnetic storm, right? We are not in that yet. At least I haven't seen. Okay, we're not. We may not, because if you're looking at this, what's happening? It's went up to 4, and it stayed at 4, then it went back down to a 3. So that could be indicative of just going up and coming right back down. But I want you guys to see something else here too. See this one here? That's the prediction for tomorrow. The 24th. Does it say 24th? That's not tomorrow then, is it? Or is that tomorrow? That's what I'm saying, guys. My time frame is just completely jacked up. So yeah, that is tomorrow. So if we click over, now the 25th, they're not showing nothing, but check this out. Okay, so we're going to be up and down close to geomagnetic storm level for a while. And I'll explain what I'm talking about as we move on here. But as we got this going, you got solar X-ray here too. And there was a little spike right there. That's a little flare probably. It just happened. It wasn't big or anything like that. It didn't even make it into B class, it doesn't look like. It's just off the baseline. But that would have been a little flash. That's pretty much what that would have been. And you can still see the missing data back here. We're probably not going to get nothing figured out on the missing data, because all we can do is point to it and say, hey, it's not there. We can show you all the tools that are missing, but there's not going to be a whole lot of reasoning we can give you to why. It is significant, though, when more than one tool starts doing it. Especially when it's global, and even past global. It's space-wide. Millions of miles apart, these things are missing data at the same time. That is not a coincidence. Okay, that is something that is either happened, or it's something that they did on purpose to not let us see stuff, or both. So this is the sun right now, and I'm just going to breeze through this real quick because this one doesn't really give us that great of an image. I'll take you over to ISWA here in a minute, but this is just the precursor to what we're going to look at. You can see the northern coronal hole is spreading. It's coming back down to, almost the equator of the sun. And this right here, guys, is probably why we're going to be going up and down into geomagnetic storm level. And I've said this before, the coronal holes is probably the main thing that puts us into storm conditions. So when these things are opening up and they're getting bigger, staying in front of us longer, that means we're exposed to all that stuff a lot longer. The longer we are, the more geomagnetism builds up, and it will put us in the storm level. So, with that being said, we got this filament here. And it's not even a filament anymore because it erupted. You guys remember what I said yesterday? I'm not sure if you guys saw it. It might have been this morning when I said it. Either this morning or yesterday, I was showing you guys that filament. And again, we'll talk about that some more here in a minute. And I told you guys, the exact words that come out of my mouth was, either it's going to decay back down to the surface or it's going to erupt. It erupted. And it erupted pretty big. And I'll show it to you guys here in just a second. And what I don't like about it is the fact that it was on the earth-facing side. But with that being said, it does not mean that it's going to hit us yet, all right? Or if it's going to hit us at all. And I'll explain when we get over there. But you can clearly see here, guys, that the solar wind is upticking. Okay, it's up to 500. Pretty consistent. And it shows 600 right over here. I think we got close to 600 for a second just a little while ago as I was watching this. I don't know if this part of the storm is over yet. I'm not sure how long this is supposed to last yet. We don't know. And I've seen it come down and then boost right back up. But the density, check this out, is doing the same thing. It's going up. It went up fairly quickly. That's a pretty steep angle. The solar wind kind of went up here and kind of hung out, right? It wasn't doing a whole lot of jumping around. The density was. Look what happened back here. It's jumping around, going up all the way over here. And then you got temperature down here. It follows suit. But yeah. So, and then you get the BZ up here. It's in the negative the majority of the time. That means the door's open. Here's the Enlil model. Plasma density, okay? It doesn't, we're right here in time. It doesn't show it going hardly over 5 at all. So, and I question the validity of this too, because I'll show you guys another tool here in a minute that is showing this thing that it was way higher than 5. So I'm not really sure why this thing is having issues. It has been for about a week now. But then you look down here at the velocity, and, again, we're right here. So in about a day and a half to 2 days, we're going to be peaking out right around 700, this thing says. That would almost certainly put us in the storm level. When you start seeing consistent solar wind speed at that level, you can have very, very, very light, dense particles, and it's still going to put you in the storm level just because of the mere speed of it. And vice versa with the density. You can have very low speed and still get a storm with a higher dense particle. Oh, before I forget, anybody that's over at Mark's right now, guys, I know he just went live just a few minutes ago. Tell him I'm going to pop in there when I'm done with this, okay? If somebody could, just drop him a message. Yeah, I've been trying to go a little earlier so I can get on here, and that way we can all, hang out. But my family, just like his, comes first. You know what I'm saying? So, if I'm spending time with my family, I'm not going to break away from that and do this. I will always do this, but I'll wait till they're either in bed or whatever I need to do. But we got the aurora forecast here, guys, and obviously, like I said yesterday, when we start getting into these higher winds, this is what happens. Okay, you get the reds and the oranges start popping up, and what that is, it's showing you a percentage of the chance of seeing aurora in that location. So what is that? Is that Greenland? Or is that? I can't really tell. My eyes are all... That's Canada, isn't it? Yeah, that's Canada. Right there in that location, there's about looks like be like an 85 or a 90% chance that they're going to see aurora right there. So let's just put this in motion. I should have done that already, sorry. But you're going to see how it just, here, I'll just grab this. See how it almost went away, like to nothing, and then boom, look at that, see, watch. See how fast that comes on? Why? Well, it comes on because we're either at low solar wind speed or we're at normal, and then we get the hit. Bam! I mean, it's that fast, guys. Okay? And I'll show you guys something here in a minute. These are like, I've seen reports, they're saying that this is one of the biggest, most intense auroras they've seen in a long time. And I'll show you some captures here in a minute, but you can see how, see that orange and stuff just popping in and out right there? It's going to follow on through. Now, it's going to take a little bit more to get it down into mid-latitudes. This here will probably, it looks like it may be visible like in Montana, North and South Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Upper Michigan, or even Lower Michigan, Maine, all these other ones up here north, right? Washington, Idaho at the north part, Oregon even possibly. Now, this could stretch down to Colorado. Now, if it starts getting down that far, it's something we would consider mid-latitude. And when you hear somebody saying you're seeing mid-latitude auroras, what you're basically telling them is that we're having some pretty good solar wind hit us, because it directly computes to that. Now, the 3-day satellite environment. Remember, we got missing time here. Again, it's just really strange. That's all. Now, these right here, I think all this data is taken from the same satellite. So it makes sense, yeah, GOES 16. So, it makes sense that they would be missing the same data, obviously. Sometimes they'll miss data on the same satellite and the other ones will still be working. That happens every so often. But typically, if the satellite is missing any data at all, it's missing it for all the tools that are on it. You guys got to think of these things like spacecraft. They're out there with like, they call them suites of like cameras and tools and stuff. Like SETI. I was corrected the other day, which was, I was very appreciative of it. I was saying, I was telling everybody, hey, we lost SETI, and what I was talking about, I just worded it wrong. The Navy site that shows the SETI tools, we can't get to that anymore. It won't let us see it. It's been down for over a year, and they did a really good job of keeping stuff on there, but we started seeing a bunch of stuff, and shortly thereafter, they shut it off. They won't let us go back to their site. Now, but that doesn't mean we still can't see the captures from SETI, because we can. Because they're on stereo A. So we look at stereo A all the time, right? Matter of fact, let's go to this one. This is stereo A. Okay? So they have this particular spacecraft or satellite, whatever you want to call it, has all those cameras on it. All those tools are on that one spacecraft. So there's coronagraphs on here. There's extreme ultraviolet detectors with filters, all that stuff, right? So understand that. When I say SETI, I'm talking about a suite of cameras that's on a spacecraft in orbit. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. I'm not really speaking to a specific website or a different type of thing. Somebody emailed, I can't remember who emailed me and was correcting me on that, but whoever did, if you're listening, thank you, because I didn't mean to say it like that to begin with. Number two, if I was wrong, I would love people to tell me. I mean, seriously. You guys know that. Okay. Well, let's go back here just for a second. But again, guys, stereo A's here, right? This is the Earth. So that's where those cameras are. So when we're having missing data here, and then we go look at SDO, which is over here, SOHO, which is over here, and then we go down to the surface with the Schumann resonance, it's missing data. Dutch was talking about missing earthquakes not getting reported, all at the same time, guys. This is not a coincidence. That's too many things all at once in two far different places all at the same time. No way that's an accident. Not a chance. My opinion, but that's what it is. What do you guys think about that? Thanks, Jess. I appreciate that. Did my chat lock up? Maybe? I bet it did. Hold on a minute. There it goes. Okay. Yep, okay. What was the timestamp on which one, Wolf? Let me know. Nature will stomp us humans out. Yeah, that's for sure. The missing data, the timestamp on the missing data. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Give me a second. I'll tell you what time that was. It's roughly about the same time on all the tools. It's not obviously it's not gonna like be exact. Hi Teresa, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a minute. Hope you're feeling okay. Let's get this back out here. But what we can do here, Wolf, is we'll just go down here. Do you see this right here? From about 12 hours. So we were missing about 12 hours right there from noon to midnight on the 22nd, UTC time. So if you go look at the other stuff, they're missing roughly about the same time. So yeah. Yep, we're always researching, aren't we, Jeremiah? Glad to see you in here, Rob, Cindy, lady. Yeah, Jess. That's something that Dutch was talking about today. It's happened before too, guys. I mean, it happens probably a lot more than what we know. And they're not going to tell us everything, because why? The reason why is because we're smart enough, we're going to figure it out. Oh yeah, family problems, Teresa. I'm sorry. Are you still in hospice? I'm just asking. You don't have to answer that if you don't want to. Okay. Oh, you do research for that channel, Jeremiah? Cool. Gonna have to answer to a lot of criminal acts on humanity soon. Best of luck. Yeah, to those people out there that are doing all that, you know, that's crazy, isn't it? Free speech. That's nuts. What's UTC? That is what they call universal time. Everything gets based off of that. And when we get our time zones, that's where they started at. All right, and then it goes around the planet. So, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Exactly. Hey, you stay in my prayers, Teresa. Well, all of you guys do. I mean, all of you. It's, you know, it just never stops for me. That's where it goes, you know. and I was talking to somebody else in another channel that I was. There's a channel called End Time Watchman, and I was over there in the chat, and I'm trying to learn, kind of what their thinking is on, religious stuff that he talks. I hate to even call it religious stuff. I don't like that word, but I'm just trying to understand things at a better level, and somebody was actually in the chat that actually watches me, and I didn't know they were over there. So they commented, and I said, hey, people that are doing the other stuff, what I'm showing you isn't as important as trying to get your head right, that kind of a thing. But, this is what I'm here to do, and this is what I do. I feel like I'm supposed to be doing this, and that's why I do it. So, so yeah. Anyway, we will get moving. Okay, so yes, the solar wind did arrive. Okay, is it going to push this into storm level? That's still yet to be seen. But you can see what's going on here with the velocity. Now, the other day I was showing you guys it was just in this little light colored yellow, right? Because it wasn't moving fast. This is elevated. Okay, if you look here at 600 kilometers per second is in the red, way over here in the red. So as you work your way towards zero, it gets lighter. And I believe the way that this works is that if you go the other direction, I think it means it's actually trying to blow the other direction, or it's trying to travel the other way. And it would make sense because we oftentimes see stuff move from here to here. And it's behind our bow shock, so it's getting protected from the solar wind. Right? Just like our planet is. And I have to say, Earth is doing just a fine job deflecting all this stuff right now, guys. I know our magnetic field is weak, but at the same time, we're not having many issues, at least that we know of. So the density here is really where I'm at. I think what we're seeing here is very strange. Okay? I've never seen it act like this. This tool is fairly new. It's a little over a year old. But even the old magnetopause models are acting kind of weird. And do you see all that density? This, again, guys, this is just showing you density. That's it. It's not showing you speed. It's not showing you any of that. This is just telling you the density of the particles at that specific time. So why does it get dense? Start here and move, and the dense particles are going that way. See it? And then over here, it shot back that way. And I was noticing this earlier. It's like this. Check this out. It's like when I seen it hit here, it's almost like it went like that. Watch it. It's going to do it right here. So when this, right here, watch. See that? See how it came out the other side? Look. I've never seen it do that. Typically when we see stuff like that, it's actually spiraling in. I've never actually seen it do this and kick it out the other side. Inside our magnetopause. That was new to me. And I ain't saying it ain't never happened because I just don't know. I've not seen it do it though. So, but to know that there's high dense particles around our planet right now, that's important to know. Because if it's hanging around here, it's not going to take a whole lot to give it a little nudge to make it through our magnetic field. That's it, you know. So this right here is probably going to floor some people. They probably not, you know, if you guys have never like seen this graph very often, this right here is probably going to, you know, put it in perspective real quick. And this here, look at this. You see this? See that little appendage right there? It's computing to what I just showed you on the density. This is pressure. And remember what I said. When it starts getting inside the satellite line, pressure in that far, you know, we got to pay attention. So we're getting some pressure, and it's probably from all that increased solar activity that we're getting. But there's other stuff going on too. We got our objects out there. No matter where they're at, they could be affecting us, right? Anything in our solar system, like I said before, everything is connected to the sun, even the satellites, by an interplanetary magnetic field line. Okay? So what makes us think when something on the other side of the solar system reacts, that magnetism's still going to go back to the sun, and then it's going to, then the sun's going to release it. So it could affect us kind of on the backside. We don't usually see big things from that kind of energy getting put into it, but that's what would have to happen. We're all connected. All of our planets are connected via the sun. So yeah. Hey Jedi, what's up? Justin, Super Consciousness, Betty. And again, guys, I'm sorry this is a late stream. I really didn't mean for it to be this late, but, is what it is. I am going to go over to Mark Pyre's channel after this, guys. So, come over and rock out with me. Anyway, here's the 23rd. Now, remember, that's the density and that's the speed. So, you're seeing stuff start to elevate here. And you're going to see this get into the 20s, which is pretty high dense. We've seen it into the hundreds and stuff before, but did you see the bow shock here bend down? Look at that. It actually got into like 36 or 37 right there. And the wind speed was peaking out close to 600. So let's go to the 24th. We're not going to get too much data here because it's not enough. Oh, you see that? Remember, this is the satellite line. This is our bow shock. So if this gets pushed into that, everything gets compressed. That's what causes our pressure, guys. The one I just showed you over here. Typically, that's what happens. So let's play that again. See how close it's getting? Now, it never did make it all the way in. I've seen it make it all the way in, guys. I've seen this thing, I'm talking like 12 hours of like a big, massive solar storm. It'll hit our bow shock. It'll keep pushing it into our satellite line, even really close to our own atmosphere type of stuff. And then it will rapidly expand out because we're pushing back real hard. It's like a rubber band. And this thing will go bam right off the screen. You won't even see it. So we'll get hit real hard, it compresses, and then we have rapid expansion. Bam, right back out it goes. And it always returns back to a normal position. Sometimes the time frame there is just a little different. Show you something from a year ago? What did I show you from a year ago? Just curious. The penny 46. Just let me know what that meant, and maybe I can help you out. ISWA. Okay, this is where it's going to start making some sense to people here, because we're going to start seeing stuff. Here is the, like I said, stereo A. There's one ejection in that sun diver. Appreciate it, free speech. Thanks, Kim. Or if you're talking to me. Yeah. Yep. So as we're going through here, boom. Okay, we get that, right? Now, what I want you guys to notice, look what happened here at the end. See that? Now, something else I want you to notice, when this gets bright, look on this side, like right in here, it's gonna start having a little hazy, faded look. See that? Now, I'll outline it right here. See that? So what that is, guys, in my opinion, we probably got another ejection just now happening. Now, I won't know for sure until we get, the data in. But that sure as heck looks like that's the start of an ejection to me. And so that was at 1:54 UTC, which is about, I guess that would have been 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock Eastern time here in the States. Shout out to my Aussie brothers too. I just used your tool here. Thank you. Anyway, you got LASCO C2 right here. This is our view. We're here looking at the sun. Now there's some, watch how we eject out, and this is on the 20th right here. So we're going to keep moving here. There's that sun diver. Remember, the sun already reacted way before that thing was even part of the picture. So that had nothing to do with that ejection, okay? But again, watch out as we get closer here. Watch here, okay? Watch over here at the end of this. See that? That right there is why you see that. Because this here is a satellite looking at the sun from the side. The Earth is over here. This is our view. So there is another ejection happening right now. So I don't know exactly. I guess it could have been a solar flare too. But do you see that? How, and that's the other thing, guys. Check it out. This is the 23rd at 1400, right? The next capture we get is what? 2200. Missing 8 hours of data again. So it's getting ridiculous. It really is. It's almost to the point where, you know, we just want to snap, because there, you know, why in the world would they do that other than because look, this thing probably started right there. We just didn't get a chance to see it because you see this ejection? The front of it's way over here. So, I mean, what in the heck? So we're missing the data where we need it. Is that a coincidence? You guys make up your own mind on that. I don't think it is. This isn't like a flare hit this satellite and it caused it to glitch out. This thing just went down for 8 hours for, in my opinion, almost for no reason. It never, like if it's maintenance, they'll do maintenance on these things, guys, and usually they do it at the beginning of the day. At 0100 on UTC, sometimes these things will go down for 1 or 2 hours because they do their little maintenance checkups. This is not that. And it's clear that that was an ejection. Look. Watch right here. See that? How it's moving out? And even more right in here. So that's what I'm saying, guys. And with this one showing it going to the right, plus the little haze here, it's almost like it's traveling this way. Now, I'm going to take you guys back. I think it might be the filament, and that's why I'm saying this. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to put this chat away for a minute. But you guys remember me yesterday, I was telling you, hey, we got this big filament over here that's about 10 times the size of the Earth. Tall, right? So let me back this up. There it is, right? Let's zoom in. Okay, you see that, right? It was solar vortex, correct? Well, the vortex was happening along that filament I showed you. The filament is pretty much just a magnetic connection line, all right? So when it's out there, up there, it's got plasma too, but it's all intents and purposes, that's what the charged particles are traveling on that line. So watch what happens. Let me, I'm going to click on that like that, go back up here. So watch right in here. Did you guys see that shoot down right here? I'm going to zoom in even further. Okay, so watch it. You can kind of even see something there. And another one here, look. You see what's happening there, right? Wham! Look, this is a huge filament, guys, and it's releasing. I told you guys yesterday that it was either going to do one of two things. It would either decay back down to the surface, or it would erupt. And this time, it erupted. Wham! I mean, that thing is just out there flopping around. And then you can even see it, like, some of it goes back right here. See that? Now, something else I want to show you. Here's that filament, right, doing its thing. Let me take it all the way back so we can see it. I want you guys to get the whole picture here. Okay? So, yes, that looks like a J or a backwards J or whatever, right? But when after this thing releases, watch what happens over here. So I'm going to go forward, and what you're going to see another CME. It released. Wham! See that? Right there. Now again, that's not a big one, but it's still, I mean, probably what happened was when this filament decided to do that, it made everything around here unstable. And that we do see that quite often. And not only did it react, you know, in that other secondary spot, but the other parts of the sun started reacting too. So let me zoom back out a little bit. Well, you know, before we do that, I'll take you guys over here to the 171 and let you guys see it here. Okay, here's that same filament. Now this is probably going to look a little bit more impressive to you because just the view that we're seeing. Okay, remember the 304 and the 171 is out of our visual spectrum of our eyes. They just put these, they assign colors to these. So let me do that, and then we'll go back up here. So here we go. Okay, I mean, look at, see how that? Look at that. I mean, it's like look like a road flare. See how there's nothing there? But the filament is here. That's the base of the filament, guys. Remember what I was saying yesterday, it was off the edge of the sun for the longest time. But most people would look at it and think, well, it's still way over there. It's an optical illusion because of how we're looking at it. It's the perspective we're looking at. That thing kept moving all the way to here. So from here to the top of this is about 10 to 15, if not more, this, you know, the diameter of the Earth. That's how big this thing is. So, you know, watch it connect right there, and then, you know, it already is, but see that? Down here? And you see that energy transfer over to this spot? So what's going on there, you probably have a positive and a negative, and it's shooting energy because of that. So that filament released. We got, I mean, man. Something else I noticed here, which probably means absolutely nothing, but that is a completely perfect triangle. I don't know what that means, if anything. I'm just saying it's something my eye caught. I probably shouldn't even have said anything because you know, I don't want to start some big conversation on that. But as you can see, filament releases, that does its thing, and then the other ejection was down here. Okay? Now, if you watch this, it even did something over here. Some of that stuff probably didn't leave the sun, though. A little popping, a little flaring is normal, guys. Okay? So let me back this off. And you're going to see it doing up here, too. All around the whole edge of the sun. down here, up here, this area here now, okay? So if you just watch the other areas, you can see that they're ejecting too. Just not at the grand level as that filament did. You know, you can see it doing here. That's the other thing here too, guys. Look, it's another bright region getting ready to come Earth facing. And it looks like it's ejecting over here a little bit. Something, I mean, the sun's waking up. It really is. I can't stress that enough. And we're going to have to pay attention. Now this is the 211. This one gets a little bit different time stamping. It I think it's every 10 minutes. Yeah. This one gives us a capture every 10 minutes. These over here I think are 12, I believe. Let me look. No, they're 4. That's right. They're 4 minutes. Okay. Let's go back up here and we'll check this out, okay? We'll watch it. Here's that filament. Let me well, let's just zoom back in. So here, let me yeah, I'm doing that stupid crap. I have to click this so I can use my arrow buttons, or it moves the whole screen. Anyway, there's that filament. Check it out. You're going to see that sunspot start to appear here too. Okay, did you see? It hasn't erupted yet, but I want to point out. Look, I mean, you can see that really, really clear. And that's why we look at other angstroms. I wonder if I can go and look. Yeah, I can go in one more time. All right, yeah, that works too. Okay, cool. Sorry, guys. That stupid thing. So I'll back it up all the way to the beginning, and then we'll check it out again. Okay? Here we go. Sunspot starting to form here. Filament coming closer to releasing. Hey, you can see now why they call these things solar tornadoes. That's what it looks like. Look at that. See how fast that sucker moved? Wham! I mean, it's gone. It's out of here. And then, again, road flare. And even this area of the sun. Okay, now you seen that there on the end, didn't you? I think it was the solar flare. I don't think it was the CME. I'm talking about right here. See? It's one or the other. I guess it probably doesn't matter much because it's not that big. But again, this area of the sun's acting up too. So that's the end of the time lapse. And look at this. I mean, ain't that kind of crazy looking? I'm going backwards here so you guys can see it. Alright, we'll go forward here again. When those filaments release, man, I'm fascinated by it. You know, I'm like a cat with a laser pointer. I'm like all over the room. Now, don't forget what Scott caught over here. Okay? So, that plays a part in everything too. And I guess the best conclusion I can give you at this time would be that the sun's waking up. Matter of fact, that ain't just waking up. It's awake. Okay? Doesn't mean it ain't gonna take a nap. Okay, but it's awake right now. I mean, it's just, yeah. I guess I don't need to say any more on that because really not much left to say on it. So here's our other magnetopause models. Yeah, I already updated it. Let's give it another update. How about that? So that starts back on the 23rd at noon. Okay, again, this is showing you compression and rapid expansion. See, we're getting hit right there. We're pushing back. You see how we're expanding back out? And then right, okay, we got a wave coming right here, right? A wave of higher wind. Gets closer. There's your pressure. Notice that a bow shock's still there. Okay, see how close it's getting to the satellite line? So what this is doing is this is confirming what this showed us. And whenever you see our bow shock doing this, cutting in on the sides like that, we are definitely getting solar weather. Okay, there's no doubt about it. So yeah, I mean it's yeah, that's definitely something that could put us into storm level. We'll look at the wind speed here, but this is also, we got to pay attention to that. Let's just pull this over here. Let's take it back to the beginning. Now you guys see all that? That's pretty good pressure, okay? I use the word pressure there. It's really not what that is. But see how we were just taking constant little waves? See? Now, I don't like using this word very often, but it looks like pulsing. Usually when we get like hit really good from the sun, the hit lasts longer. And there's usually like a little lag in between each wave. This doesn't look like it's having a very long wave. It looks like it's flashing. See? A lot of times when we get hit out here, this red from the bow shock will show up all the way down on the sides. We're not seeing that either. I mean, it's just, yeah, there's a good example. See that? Let's look at the wind speed when that happened. What I'll do, and we can't really trust this 100%. I don't think it gives us very accurate numbers here on that. Yeah, this is really strange, guys. I was looking at this earlier, and I didn't know what to think about it, and I still don't. It just looks like we're pulsing. Something's pulsing right there. It's just strange, man. I don't know what to make of that. One thing I will say is this is a mess. Look at the direction of the wind. How it's just all over the place. Even around our planet. Look at that. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I think this deserves a little bit deeper look. If I'm boring you guys, I'm sorry. You're actually getting to see how I do my research a little bit. Okay, now that right there is, alright, now I'm going to go forward. Watch. So things should really be moving from right to left. Remember that. Because the sun's to the right. Now look what happens. The density's dropping out there a little bit. Okay? And then we get that. I want to look at something real quick here. So we go from that at 1905 down here. The next capture is 1923. That's what I thought. It jumped about 20 minutes. See that? Because you don't go from that to that in 4 minutes. You just don't do it. That's not what happens. So again, missing time. Now that 20-minute actually makes me think that that might have been a safe mode shutdown, because that's exactly the time frame that they use for their safety mode shutdowns. Also, they continuously look and see if it's still having those conditions, and they'll stay shut down if they need to. But okay, so let's go over here and look at this one now, because this one here is a spaghetti string model. Okay, let's back that off a little bit. That's a little better. Okay, hold on a minute. So what do you guys think? Okay, now I want to say this right here, because this does look like it's a more normal of a capture, and it looks like we're kind of piling up back here for some reason. I don't know why. Huh. That's really strange. I know that there's some theories out there talking about stuff that's behind us could be affecting us. I've never totally discounted those. I do think at times we do get affected by whatever from the other side. Yeah, look at that. Huh. The blue lines, guys, are our connection to other planetary objects. The sun, usually. Interplanetary magnetic field lines. But we've got IMF lines kind of doing some crazy stuff way back here. That is odd. Yeah. So, at this point, I would have to say that something is, whether it's coming from the side or directly from behind us, I can't tell you how far behind. Okay, I know some people think we get affected by Jupiter this way sometimes. There's some stuff out there talking about like 2 or 3 different planets, or a big one back here, or something like that. I don't want to get into that discussion, but what I will say at this time is that this is something that is not what it usually looks like, and it does look like at somehow, somewhere, we're getting some different directed energy somehow. Whether it's coming from directly behind us, or it could be coming from down here. It could be coming from straight back and over. Okay, and that was a pretty decent looking little hit right there. So yeah, I mean, I definitely think something is different there in the back. Now remember, I really I have a hard time thinking that, you know, this is extremely accurate, and I don't think really hardly any of this stuff is like really accurate. But you know, I try to keep an open mind as much as I can. Now, what I will say here is that I do question why it's actually taking a curved signature here and kind of not on the sides. To me, that's kind of pointing to something that's pretty much directed. It's like it's pinpointed. It has a clear path that it's trying to take. And again, yeah, I mean, we got to keep in mind, you know, the whole, you know, electric stuff, you know, magnetism, positive, negative, stuff is going to move. So yeah, I don't know what to make of that one. That's interesting, really is. Wow. Now I know there's just a lot of different theories out there on what's going on there. I don't know where I fall on that one, just to be honest. I just don't know. I do think, and I think we would all be kind of crazy to say that it's impossible for us to get some sort of energy from behind. That has been said before, and I have never bought into that. But the fact that those are doing what it's doing right there, it does look like something is popping us from the back a little bit. Now remember what I told you guys back in 2012 happened, right? It reversed. So this bow shock was actually on this side. And we were completely exposed in the back to the sun. So whatever was going on this side was actually hitting us harder than what the sun was from the front. And that's why everything flipped over, probably. Just my opinion. And again, guys, there are so many different theories on what's happening here. And I ain't saying anybody's wrong or right, because I just don't know. I've looked at probably all of them. And, you know, I don't know where I fall. I really don't. But yeah. So, what I will say is that is strange. And it does look like the energy at that point right here is coming from behind us somewhere. You know, everything has an electromagnetic field. So, I mean, that stuff can transfer pretty good ways, you know. So, that's just my opinion, guys. I don't usually, like, talk about other people's theories and stuff because I don't want to misrepresent what they're saying. So, I usually won't even say anybody's name on any of that kind of stuff unless I completely have their permission to talk about it, like with Scott. I mean, me and Scott pretty much think about the same when it comes to this kind of stuff. And, you know, that is what it is. Just my opinion. But with that said, I don't discount anybody else's stuff either. Because I've been wrong. Everybody's been wrong. It's just I know that for me, just trying to think about this, you know, that's where I'm at. I kind of keep a really broad view here. I'm sorry I'm kind of going slow here. I'm trying to I'm trying to figure this out, trying to walk it through in my head. So, you know, I guess I don't have much more to say on this right now. Again, I've looked at most of everybody's theories on this. And, you know, no matter what I say, if I say I'm on this side or this one or that one, I agree with this one or that one, somebody's going to be attacking me. Somebody's going to be calling me stupid. Doesn't matter what I say here, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm just not going to say nothing. I'm showing you guys the observations. You guys make up your own minds. It's that simple. I'm not here to, you know, and I've said this a lot, I'm not here to tell people how to think. I'm here to show you what to look at to try to see if you can make up your own mind and form your own opinions on what's actually happening. And anybody that has an opinion, I'm willing to listen to it. You know, I'm not going to say I'm going to agree, but I'll listen. And listen with true ears. Not just something that like, hey, you know, just tell me what you think, then go away. No, it's not like that. If I'm going to disagree with you, I'm going to give you some reasons and reasons why. So, you know, that's just what it is. You guys are smart. I'm telling you. You know, I used to think a lot that about myself also. That I couldn't understand what's going on, you know. And once I figured out that I could, that confirmed that everybody that I'm talking to right now can know what you're looking at. You know what we're looking at when we look at these tools. So whatever's causing these tools to do that, at that point, you can make up your own mind. So that's kind of where I'm at. So, yeah. Okay, geoelectric field model. Again, this video is going longer than I thought it was going to. Sorry, guys. Just there is a lot of stuff going on, and I don't want to leave anything left out here on the table. I probably need to reset that. Hold on. We'll reload it, start it again. Exactly, Xenos. Not knowing doesn't mean that you're stupid. It doesn't mean that you're lying. It doesn't mean any of that. Yeah, see, look at that, guys. That's, yeah, that's significant. If I had to say something right now, I would almost put money on it that we're going to be in geostorm level. That's a pretty good little smacking. Pretty broad, too. Thanks, Jedi. I appreciate that. Really do. Yeah, you know what? Free speech, I actually I agree with that. I think sometimes we get focused in on such little details that we forget about the broad picture of what it actually means. And that's kind of what I was saying yesterday when I was showing you guys those glitches, and how if you just step back and walk through it logically with your mind, you could come to a pretty good conclusion about what you think. You know, I showed you why, and this is what some people don't do for me. I mean, most don't do this. They'll do exactly what I showed you guys yesterday. They'll say, well, it's this. And I'm like, well, okay. Do you have a link? Do you have something I can see to prove what you're saying? And, you know, 99% of the time, that's a no. They're just saying it to say it. And because they believe it. And some people believe without having any evidence at all. I don't work that way. I can't do that in my own head. I have to have a little bit of something there to at least make me consider what's going on. So we got this. Now this is the 22nd, guys. This is when that sundiver happened. This was yesterday. Let's go to the 23rd. So I want to show you guys this too, okay? Again, we're seeing this, but now we got more data to look at, and you're going to see almost like a halo looking thing. Well, that's because it did that ejection I showed you guys yesterday. Just kind of look out there. You can kind of see it, but all the energy there is actually going out the backside. So yeah. Close to Carrington event territory. I never rule that out, guys. And that's why I do what I do here. That's, you know, that is a concern. We don't have to be fearful, but we can definitely not be stupid. You know what I mean? God gave us a brain. We're supposed to use it. I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. That's why I go back to the, you know, like this simple logic or Occam's razor type of thinking. Sometimes we just overthink it. And none of us do that intentionally. We're just trying to figure it out. But sometimes it takes somebody else from the outside looking in to give you that smack across your face to say, hey, look, wake up, stupid. Look at that. You know, that kind of thing. So, you know, so this is stereo A, and again, guys, like I said, we had that little bright little pulse right there. That most definitely is, I think it's ejecting again, is what I'm trying to say here. So, let me go back here again real quick. I'm going to go to today again. Yeah, see, seeds ain't giving us anything, but I showed you guys, let me show it to you again. Over here on ISWA. This one here, and the one I just showed you guys over here on seeds, that's core 2, sorry. This view here, and this view here are the same. Okay? So, but this one's giving us a little bit more look into the future here. Because this back here, yeah, see, this one stops giving data at 1400. So there is what, 10 hours there between that and this. That's why we don't see that CME. Well, that's probably that filament release. I would almost bet you. Yep, I bet it is. That's that filament release. So the next question is it coming at us? What I'll say to that is that was Earth facing, okay? The CME tracker hasn't done anything for days. It hasn't updated anything. So it's going to be kind of hard to tell. But judging by this, because our view is here, and this one, the view is over here, and then it got bright right here, right? That's the same thing. It's the same event happening. So it is at least coming the general direction of Earth. Now it could be going far to the right. It could be going south of Earth. It could even be going north of Earth. But looking at this, I don't think that's much of a chance. But I can't tell you for sure if we're going to get hit by it. We're going to have to wait on some more data, because that just happened just a few hours ago, guys. We got 3, 4, 5 days to look at this before it gets here. If it's even coming here. Okay? So, yeah. So, you guys got any questions on that stuff yet? Anything at all that I could try to help out with? Bring on the gamma grandma, huh? Yeah, I agree. Okay. So, let's go here. We'll look at the earthquake stuff real quick. Ricky sent me a bunch of emails. I need to go look at them. I haven't had a chance. I know there's stuff she wants me to look at, and it's probably going to be very, very valid and important to see. She usually don't send me nothing unless it's stuff I need to be looking at. You guys need to understand, she knows what she's talking about, guys, when it comes to earthquakes. You know, she really does. I give her a lot of credit for that. Wolfie, I know, man. Wow. I really appreciate it. I really do. I can't tell you how much, but man. That one. Wow, a 3.0 in Kansas. Right around, well. Let's see here. That was about 3 hours ago. I know, Wolf. I do. I know. Guys, you know, like I was talking about this a little bit already, and I'll go ahead and address it real quick. But I want you guys to see this one here first. Well, no, we really ain't got to look at this one because nothing much is going on here. So, yeah. I'm thinking about starting up a Patreon. You know, just like anybody else, you know, it would be nice to have something. Especially with all our medical stuff that's going on. I don't even want to bring that into the conversation, but that, you know, that's where my mind's thinking. It's going to cost, you know, whatever it's going to cost. And that's not up for you guys to even have to worry about for me. All right. IG, good to see you. And, you know, guys, back in the day, I wouldn't even have entertained this because that's just where I was at, you know. And then people like IG and Sparky and Wolf and everybody else in here, and let me say this, every channel creator that I've ever worked with or talked to, Marv, Scott, WSO, all these guys, right? They all told me to monetize. Everybody. And I've fought that for a while. But the reasoning behind that wasn't to like say, hey, you need money for this. You know what it was? You know what the main reason for me to even consider it? When you monetize your channel automatically goes to a higher recommended value. Just from doing that, just right off the get. So what that does is it gets your stuff out there further. And, you know, because YouTube wants you to do that because they're making money off of you. So if I don't monetize, they're not making any money off of me. But, you know, I'm not doing it for that reason. I just, you know, I got my own reasons in my head that I don't know that I would feel. I've always done it. I just wanted to keep the money part of it out of it. You know? So I can stay concentrated on what's important, and that's what's going on here. I don't want to ever have that thought creep into my head that, hey, I need to make a video so I can increase my paycheck. That ain't why I've ever made a video. Anytime I've made a video, it's because I thought I needed to get the information out. So, yeah, t-shirts, yeah. I get it, guys. I really do. I appreciate every one of you guys in here. I'm telling you, I really do. And for me, what you guys are doing here is payment enough. And I haven't said this a whole lot, but this channel and you guys has helped me in certain levels to stay, you know, away from the drug addiction I was in. Yeah, it's been 7 years ago. I've never relapsed. But like, especially like in the winter and stuff, things start creeping in my mind. And I was able to do this, and I was doing some good, plus it was keeping me busy. So in a lot of ways, that's payment. Okay? And that's why. And it's because of you guys. It really is. And it's like I said before, I wanted to shut my channel down, I don't know, 4 or 5 different times just because of I didn't know how to handle the attacks I was getting. I didn't know how to, you know, I felt like I didn't know the tools good enough, and I was trying to show people and I was making mistakes. You know, even though I come out and correct them, it's just that, you know, and let me say this, it took Scott to talk me down 3 different times. I thought it was 4, but it was 3. Okay? And he's legitimately just like, hey man, you're supposed to be doing this. He tell me that every time. And, you know, multiple phone calls, a lot of them in the middle of the night. And it's just, and at this point, guys, I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad he really was there for me at that time. And, you know, and that's why, you know, I consider him more than just somebody I work with. He's a friend of mine. Always will be. And, you know, I get it. I really do. I understand. And he gets misunderstood a lot, too. People think some people do think he's really, really this, that, or the other. And I'm not going to go into that. But the Scott that I know, that I talk to, especially off of YouTube, that's not true. He's done nothing but help me. So that's where I'm at with that. And, you know, I stand with my friends. I stand with people that I believe in. I stand with that kind of stuff. And that's why I do what I do, guys. I don't think you guys would want me to do anything different. Would you want me to do something that I didn't think was right? You know, I ask people that because, you know, not everybody is going to like everybody. But like I said 1,000 times, we can go look at my subscription list, and you're going to see people on there that you're like, man, I thought that guy called Wages World an idiot. What's he still watching his channel for? Well, because that's not what I care about. I used to until I was, I had to grow some skin here, guys. That's what happened. I still go to those channels. I still listen. And I still appreciate the work that they do, even though I might not like who they are as people. But it doesn't mean I don't respect the work that they do. Am I going to agree with what they say? Sometimes not. But I choose to do my channel this way for all those reasons. And I don't ever want that thought to come in my mind, hey, I need to make a video so I can make some more money. And so that's where I'm at with that, because I get asked that a lot. Why haven't you monetized? I mean, there was one time, there was a stretch of 3 days that every channel creator I talked to kept telling me that. You need to monetize. You need to, you're not going to grow. You're not going to do this. You're not going to do that. And I looked at them and my response is, this is going to sound kind of counterintuitive, but I'm not trying to grow. I'm just trying to put the truth out there for people to see, and I'm trying to find it myself. And if I grow as a result of that, great, because I'm meeting people like you. But it was never my goal to have some big, huge channel making all kinds of money. It never has been. And I can tell you this too. People that are doing this genre here on YouTube, they're not making money. They're not. It's a bigger headache than it's worth. Yeah, thank you, Wolf. That's so I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm not going to force people to watch video or watch ads, because that is a forced thing if I choose to monetize. So how I could, if in order to feel right with myself, I would have to do a Patreon, because then at that point it would be somebody's choice to subscribe. I'm not making that decision. You see what I'm getting at? So that's why I do that, and that's why I am. And I think I probably will at some point, probably here in the next month or so. I'm going to try to probably start up a Patreon of some sort. Maybe even like a Teespring. Me and Scott talked about that too. I might have him make up a couple shirts on his Teespring account and do it that way. So yeah. Cool, Pamela. I have so many ideas. Hey, Vernon. Thanks, Sherry. Yeah, I know. I have so many ideas for like shirts and stuff, but just know that if I do something like that, this is kind of off subject, but I couldn't use the Kool-Aid Man logo. That couldn't be part of my shirts because it would be a copyright thing. So it's just kind of nuts. You can ask away, Jeremy, what you need. I'm serious. That's why I'm doing this right here at the end of my videos. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. I got you. Yeah. And I think I am going to do that, but I didn't want to do that without coming to you guys first. Okay, cool. Yeah, I can do that. I mean, I really can. I'll talk to Scott. Maybe I'll get some T-shirts and stuff going, and we'll see what we got there. Like I said, he's already got a Teespring account. He's got some, believe it or not, he's got some cool stuff over there too of his own. Yeah, you're right, Jesus Christ. That is is my everything. I guess I should say the whole name. Anyway, sorry. I could do something like that, but sometimes even if it strongly resembles it, they can really come at you. I could get around it by just not using like the character itself. I could put "oh yeah" all over my shirts if I want. My wife has made me a couple blue Kool-Aid shirts anyway. She had them made for me. I was hanging them in my background when I was like putting my face on here on my screen. And I'll probably plan on doing that off and on. If I ever have a guest on, and I probably will, probably here in the near future, I'll have a couple windows with them and my face, that kind of a thing. But yeah, so I appreciate all that, guys. I really do. Lady and High Oak and Wolf and Free Speech, Luca, go to church, Margie. Guys, I really do. Divine. You see what I'm doing right here because I want to shout everybody out that I can. I like building that connection. So, you know what? That's something that Scott came up with too, Raquel. Shwing. Do I link my email? I think it's in my description, but I can put it in here real quick. Not a big deal. No, Isaiah's granny's got me covered. Thank you. That's right. That's good modding right there. Thank you. So yeah, guys, that's kind of where I'm thinking right now. And as far as all this other stuff is going, I'll tell you what. Before we get off of here, guys, I'm going to let's check out this. Let's update it and see if it's probably not updated yet. It's not. You can see right here where we did probably have a little small flare. But I'm more interested to see if we get into, storm level here. Judging by that, that's let's reset that too. How about that? Let's go to the most up-to-date one on that one. See what it does here. Yep. That's pretty intense stuff, guys. It's not like dropping to the ground, stop, drop, and roll type of stuff, but I could definitely see that putting us into storm level. Yeah, I really could. Let's pause it right there. And if you ever look at these things on your own, you see the waves, like you throw a rock in a pond. The center of it's kind of like right there. You can clearly see that. So that's where the energy would be pinpointed on. So that's what's going on with that. That's you know what, Raquel? I don't know. There's so many theories, guys. It really is. I think just about everything is possible. So yeah. So anyway, I guess we could, with that filament popping off. Hey, we never did go here. Forgot about going over here. You guys see that number right there? That's pretty high. 49 fireballs. Now, granted, we were in that meteor shower, so I got some footage too of one. I think Rip sent it to me. Somebody sent it to me. I'm so far behind on my emails, guys. I've just been so busy. I do apologize. I try. But you got, let's see here, 22nd, 23rd, doesn't look like much is happening. 24th, really nothing. 1.6, in my opinion, that's still pretty far away. If I had to go down through here and pick out one that's going to be like really close, it's going to be down here in December. 1st of December. 0.1. Now, chances are they're going to add stuff to this. They're going to continually discover stuff. So, yeah. Yeah, Mike and Cindy over at Evolutionary Energy Arts, you guys should go check them out too. I really think that, you know, any place you can go get some good positivity, you know, you should go there. I really do. You know, you don't always have to have, you know, the same exact philosophy or mindset. It doesn't make any of us any less good people, okay? It just makes us believe different. And we should be passionate about what we believe anyway. We should stand up for what we believe. That's just how I view it, you know? But it's okay to have a different opinion than what I have and a different view. Because if you wanted to pinpoint it down to say, let's just say like religion, if you wanted to pinpoint that down to one religion here in this country, what if that religion isn't the one that you chose? How would you feel? You see what I'm getting at there? So that's why I'm so open-minded to have, you know, people that view things in a totally different way. Let's do this real quick.
But if he was to think about...
You guys know what I'm getting ready to do, right? Let's all go over here. And let's show Mark some love over here. Come hang out with me, guys, please. I'd like to talk to you guys some more over here. We'll hang out with Mark, connect with everybody. He's doing face swaps right here. This thing is hysterical.
It's my translator. God almighty. But I guess I'm going to have to respond and pretend I know what the hell he's talking about.
Oh, you like that, Angela? Yeah, me too. So, guys, let's go over here, guys, okay? God bless. Yahuwah saves.